Today we're going to have a lesson on learning all about the abacus and how to set numbers. So the abacus works kind of like scratch paper in math for children who are visually impaired. So we're going to just learn how to set a number today and what all the beads mean, but later on you'll be able to learn how to add and subtract and multiply and divide on it as well. So when we use the abacus, we like to keep it laying flat on the table so that the beads stay where we set them, and you don't want them sliding around and changing the numbers that you're trying to use. So go ahead and lay it flat on your table, and you want the beads facing towards you so that they slide up and down. You always want to make sure that the side with the most beads is the closest to you. So across the middle of the abacus, you'll see a bar that separates the top bead from the bottom beads. That's called the horizontal bar. Go ahead and feel that. So along the beads on the abacus are in lines, and we call those the columns. There are 13 columns, and the very first one on your right hand side is always where we start, and that's called the units column. Let's try and find the units column. Well done. So the very first one is the ones column, which is the units. The second is the tens column. The third is the hundredths column. The fourth is the thousandths column, all the way to the trillionth place on the left hand side. So along the horizontal bar you'll feel some little dots and some lines. The dots indicate each row of beads, and then the lines are every third dot, and they help us quickly identify and separate the thousandths, the millionth, the billions and the trillions. So they're called unit markers. They work a lot like commas. When you're writing numbers like 1,000, you would do 1,000,000. So can you try and, using the dots and lines, find the thousandths column? That's perfect. So each column has two sets of beads. Underneath the horizontal bar you'll feel 4 beads. These beads are called the ones beads. If you go to the units column, which is the furthest to the right, and find the first ones bead and slide it up towards the horizontal bar. There you go, you just set the number 1. Now that you found the first ones bead, try and find the second, the third and the fourth ones. Each one of those will then read 2, 3 and 4 on the abacus. Well done. Setting the numbers means we're always pushing them towards the horizontal bar. Now we will find the 5 bead. If you go above the horizontal bar, there'll just be 1 bead, and that is the 5 bead. You can slide it down towards the horizontal bar. So there will always only ever be 1 5 bead in every column, but it will always represent a 5, no matter which column it's in. So after you set a number and you've finished with a problem, you always want to make sure we do what we call clearing the abacus, which means sliding all the beads away from the horizontal bar, because you don't want to forget about a bead and come back and be confused in your next problem. So how about we do a quick review? Can you find the thousands column for me again? That's perfect. Now how about we try and set the number 3? That's great. Now go ahead and clear that number. Now the abacus is ready, and in our next lesson we'll learn to do some adding on the abacus.